Hello guys and welcome to this Portsmouth FC Rebuild. I am doing this on the updated database because obviously the new game has been delayed until March 2025, and this was my plan to be the first rebuild of FM25, but I might as well do it now with an updated database. So we'll basically be the same. We'll have all the transfers done, we'll be in the Championship, first season back. So as you can see, we'll ring in the 125th season under a new manager in Charlie Ewan. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the inexperienced 23-year-old, and he is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at Fratton Park. Ewan will be managing one of his favourite clubs, and the significance of this appointment will certainly not be lost on either him or the team supporters. He replaces previous manager John Massinio. So let's get into it. Media prediction is 24th. Rough. Transfer budget, obviously because of the first season, we've done all the transfers anyway, so we don't really need a transfer budget for this season. Director of football is Rich Hughes and John Harley is the assistant. And we've got average youth equipment, average youth facilities, and great training facilities. Obviously, if you couldn't tell, Portsmouth is my club, team I support, so this is why I wanted to be the first FM25 rebuild, but we're doing it now. Obviously, we've got rich history, we've got 2 First Division titles, 2 FA Cups, 1 Sky Bet Championship, 3 League Ones, 1 Community Shield, 1 League 2 Check and Trade Trophy back then, 2 English Southern League Premier Divisions, 3 English Western League Premier Divisions, and an English 3rd Division South. Obviously, these 4 being the better ones than the rest. But anyway, fierce rivals Southampton, obviously, we hate them, scummers. This is the team we have starting off in the Championship. These are the loans we have, and the loan outs we have. So yeah, I'm quite excited to get into this. Never played with the new team on FM25, so I'm pretty happy with it. So attempt to avoid relegation from the Sky Bet Championship, be competitive in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, and expand. Informational objective is to expand the stadium and work within the wage budget. Right guys, these are the tactics we'll be doing. It is just a traditional 4-2-4 gegenpress, so 2 up top, 2 wingers, 2 midfielders, and 4 defenders and a keeper. So starting off up front is Sadie in the attacking forward role. I just want to use his strength because he's obviously got 15 strength, so he's a very strong player. He's pretty fast, and he's got decent enough finishing. And then in the pressing forward will be the star man, Colby Bishop, who is the best striker we have at the minute. Fortunately, in real life, he's out till January due to heart surgery. Callum Lang on the right. He's decent right winger for the Championship. 14 pace, 13 dribbling. And on the left is Loney Sam Silveria from Middlesbrough. Who about to Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, so he's our starting left winger. He's only on loan, so we'll only have him for a season. And if he does well, maybe we could look into signing him permanently. Midfield and deep line playmaker, we've got Freddie Potts on loan from West Ham. He is our best midfielder by far. 17 natural fitness. He's just a workhorse. Just a workhorse to show up the midfield, and then Moxon in midfield. I'd love to use Mullen back, but he's 33 years old, and in FM he's just going to get worse and worse and worse, I'm afraid. And then starting on right back, we've got Zach Swanson. It's between that or Jordan Williams, but I think I prefer Zach Swanson, especially on FM, who I know can progress to be a decent little player. Centre back is Regan Paul, 26 years old. He is our best centre back. And it was such a huge miss last season in real life for us. And then centre back is Ibani Boat, who we signed from Fulham this season, who is injured for the whole season in real life as well, without playing games. So that's unfortunate, but he looks to be a nice little player that can progress well. And our left back is new boy Jacob Farrell from Australia, signed from Central Coast Mariners for a small fee. And then in goal is new goalkeeper Nicholas Schmidt from Austria. And then the bench is as follows. In terms of tactics wise, it's just quite simple. High tempo, shoot and sight, play through the middle. And yeah, it's nothing too complex. And then obviously, in terms of squad, we've got a quite good little squad of young players. We've got Abdoulaye Kamara, who we signed from Dortmund, who I would like to loan out because he's not ready to start for us now, but he looks to be a good little player at 19 years old. Same with Terry Devlin, who is rated quite highly for us. Obviously, Sorensen was signed, but he isn't really the best player for us in the minute, so I like to see him go on loan. And in terms of development centre, we haven't really got anyone from the development centre coming through. So anyway, guys, that is the tactics. I'll get straight into the season, and I'll see you guys in January, where hopefully we are mid-table or lower mid-table, which I'll take for the first season. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, January is upon us, so let's see how we're doing. We are currently doing as expected. We're if I could get to the league table, bloody hell. We are 20th in the league, not that close to relegation, so 9 points off relegation. So I think I'm not worried about relegation. I mean, this is where I was expecting to see us, so I'm fine with that. We started the season, I thought, really well. So the first game we drew 1-1 with Norwich, lost the next 2 games, but then we're a bit inconsistent, but had a good few wins. We did quite well in the Carabao Cup. If you notice, we beat Southampton, our fierce rivals, 1-0 in the Carabao Cup. And then we beat Brentford 2-1 in the Carabao Cup. But then the next round, we lost 3-1 to Carlisle, who are in League 2. So that doesn't make sense to me, but game's game. It happens. We then did, after QPR, we then had a very shocking few games there without wins. And then since then, it's just been a bit inconsistent. Just beat QPR 4-1. In terms of transfers, I've had a few ongoings. Conor Ogilvie might leave, but we have just signed Jack Taylor from Ipswich on a cut deal fee of 350k. I think it's a really good signing in the midfield. I know we've got a lot of midfielders, so the board weren't too happy with the signing, but I think he's coming straight into the starting 11, and I think it'd be really good. I mean, 350k was a very cheap deal for him, so I thought we just kind of have to. So I'm very happy with that. There is something I want to show that's weird. I don't know why, but our kits are from 2008, and then our third kit's from last season in League 1. So I'm unsure why, but I don't mind it. I love those kits. Retro vibes, but a bit bizarre to me. But anyway. But yeah, so I think we're safe from relegation, I'll be honest. I don't think that's a worry. We still win games when we need to and not, but we do also lose a lot of games. Top scorers are Christian Sadie and Paddy Lane with only 7 goals. So I think that's what our problem is, our lack of goals. Paddy Lane's been our best winger. He refuses to sign a new contract whilst his contract also runs out at the end of the season, so he's considering his options. And the same with Regan Poole, who is our best centre back, is not wanting to sign a new contract and wanting to potentially leave at the end of the summer, which is not good. So that's 2 of our best players out of contract in the summer who want to leave. So it's not ideal. Obviously, so Jack Taylor will fit in there. He'll be the only signing of the window. We did send out a lot of loans. Harvey Blair on loan to the National League. Sorensen on loan to Blackpool, got 6 goals. Josh Murphy on loan to Blackpool as well, 3 goals. But other than that, there's not much really transfer talk to about. But the youth intake looks good. Excellent intake. I don't know why I went scroll up, but it was 5 stars. Golden generation. Loads of A's. So that could be interesting. I'll let you guys know at the end of the season how that is. Hopefully we can get some really good youth prospects for there. But yeah, that's all that is to report, really. I think we're going to be safe with relegation, but first season I was expecting this to happen. I didn't expect us to be doing that well. Oxford, in terms of the newly promoted, Derby and Oxford, they're doing well for themselves. And then relegation, Sunderland have been out of the relegation spot recently. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the season where hopefully we stayed up and we can build from there. Right guys, season is done and we finished 18th with 53 points, comfortably off the relegation zone, which is great news. We're very happy with that position, so we take it and we can build on that. Top scorer was Callum Lang and Paddy Lane with 11 goals, which is not the best if I'm honest with you. If I'm perfectly honest, I can find goals. Yeah, so if you look at the top scorers, goals, yeah, so Paddy Lane got 11-11. He does want to leave. He's got a year left on his contract, but he says he's outgrown the club and wants to move to a bigger club than us, which is a shame. He is our best winger by far. 11-11 is a very good output from him, but he doesn't want to be with us anymore, so it's a shame. And then we've got Callum Lang, we've got 11-3. Colby Bishop, 10-2. Our centre back at Barney Bower got 8 goals, which is not bad at all. Sadie got 8 and 8, which isn't terrible. Silvera 8 and 5, he's only on loan. Jacob Farrell got 4 goals, 5 assists, which isn't bad. Transfer budget for next season is 2.7 million, so it's not the best, but so it's gonna be hard to sign, like, replace people. Next season I am going to start Kamara as a deep line playmaker because he looks pretty good with potential, and obviously we won't have Potts next season, so we're going to have to find a new left winger. Ideally I want a new striker, and if Paul does go, we're going to have to get a new centre back. So that's 3 signings realistically we need to make with little money. In terms of the youth intake, which said it's going to be amazing, it wasn't amazing. It was okay. We've got 1 good player, and that's about it. So it's changed to a good intake instead of it being an excellent intake. Matt Daly was the best we got. He's injured for 3 weeks, and he's 5'11" centre back, 19 bravery, 14 tackling, and 4.5 stars potential or something. So maybe we might get to see this guy at one point in this rebuild, but not for a bit. So yeah, I'll get back to you with season 2 with the transfers, and hopefully we can sign someone with any note. Jack Taylor did come in and do very well for us. He got 6 assists and 3 goals, so I'm very happy with that. For 365k, he's already got up to 1.3 mil to 2 mil value. In terms of injuries, we did get a lot of injuries. Zach Swanson missed 91 days, Bishop missed 80, Jack Taylor missed 57, and so on and so forth. But we'll be able to work with it. And yeah, so yeah, I'll see you guys next season. Hopefully we can keep Paul, and probably not Lane. I think that's too far gone. Sadie was also wanting to leave, but he was judging it on the season finish, so I think we'll be able to keep him. He turned out to be better than I thought he was. So yeah, I'll see you guys in season 2. Hopefully we can make some transfers that improve the squad immediately. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hello guys, and welcome back. Season 2 is upon us and transfers are done. And before I get into transfers, I would say I'm not too impressed with my signings. They are more signings for the future, and I'll admit, a bit of panic signings. But just to update you though, beforehand, Regan Paul, we did manage to secure him to a new contract, so we kept Regan Paul. And then Paddy Lane did leave for about, if we go here, did leave for about £2 million up front. So in terms of incomings, I signed this before I thought I signed Liam Scales before I thought I could get Regan Paul to a new contract. So this was kind of his replacement, Liam Scales. I mean, he could play left back or centre back, and he's very good for this level. So although he is going to be on the bench, and I've signed him in as a important player because I thought Regan Paul was pretty much gone. But it's not a bad bench player to have. He might get unhappy. We might have to rotate in between and whatnot. But that's the first incoming. And I thought we need strikers, so I went in and got some strikers. And again, I think these are a bit of panic signings. But the first one is Nathan Young-Coombs from Brentford. Got him on a free. 14 pace, 11 finishing, 22 years old. He is a good Sky Bet League 1 player. So he's not championship quality yet, but maybe we can make him. Again, he's not the highest quality signing we could have made, but with the budget we had a very little budget to sign really good players, like make an instant impact. And then our biggest signing was, again, and the riskiest signing for 1.8 million was Freddie Draper from Lincoln in League 1. And he's a good prospect. He will be a good player, but not yet. He's got 18 strength, 11 pace, 11 finishing, and he's a good Sky Bet League 2 player, so he's not ready for the championship just yet. But either way, we got him for 1.8 mil, and his value's gone up to 3.9 to 6 million. He's definitely a good prospect, but he's not ready to start for us just yet. And then we signed on a free from Saint Etienne Ibrahima Raji, 30-year-old striker, 16 pace, 13 dribbling, 11 finishing. He's just fast as hell, so thought maybe just get a fast player in as well, just to give us options and different variety. Can play on the wing as well, so not too bad. And in terms of Paddy Lane's replacement, I couldn't really find anyone for the money I had, that would be as good as Paddy Lane or anywhere near as good. So we have signed Alex Matos from Chelsea for 725k, who's primarily midfielder. We've trained him up to be left mid. He's got 15 pace, 14 determination, really low technicals though, which is the only issue, which I am developing him on. I put him on like additional focus crossing and developed him to become a winger. So, I mean, he could be good for us, but it's a risk. So it's not the best signings I've ever made in my life, and I'm not too happy with it. In terms of outgoings, Andre Dozzell left on a free and went to Motherwell. Yengi's gone to Kilmarnock on a free, same with Tom Lowry. Shaughnessy's gone to Rotherham on loan. Sorensen's gone to Notts County on loan. And then Josh Murphy's gone to Bradford. And then we've got a few more departures here. So, yeah, I mean, this is the lineup. We're going to start with Kamara as the deep line playmaker. Jack Taylor as he was. I'm unsure who's going to be the starting strikers. I think it will be Bishop and Young Coombs, Lang on the right, and then Matos on the left, and then the same back line from last season. And I think our defence is good. Like, Boat's a good player, and same with Paul. Both very good players for this level. As you can see, good Sky Bet Championship player. And then Schmidt in goal. We're not going to change the tactics. I think we're just going to keep them as it is. I don't expect anything special this season either. I think next season is when we start to try and push up the table. This season, just get more players in and develop them for next season to when we should start looking to get up to the table. Media prediction is rock bottom, which is, I think, unfair considering we comfortably stayed up last season, and I think there's worse teams in the league than us. And obviously Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest and Southampton were all relegated, so it's going to be quite a hard league to get out of. Well, I mean, I'm not looking to get out of it this year, but if I do, by some miracle, I'll be insanely impressed. But yeah, so those are the transfers done, and that's all really. Like, again, a lot of them will panic signings, but maybe they'll work, maybe they won't. But I don't expect relegation. I think we've got a good enough squad for relegation. We did lose Freddie Potts, so that's why we got Kamara in. Did lose Paddy Lane, and we got a worse, not as good as a Paddy Lane winger. Jacob Fowles developed to be quite good, solid enough. Swanson is solid enough in the fullback position. It's just mainly our attack that is the issue. I think midfield's fine. Obviously, Jack Taylor is a good player for this level. And then Kamara is still only valid as a good Sky Bet League One player, but I think he's only 20 years old. He's got loads of room for improvement. So yeah, I think I'm quite excited to see how well our young players progress, but let's see. I'll get into January and we'll see where we get. Right guys, we are in January and I am as confused as you are. We are sitting in 8th, and let me tell you, it would be better. We were sitting around 5th for quite a bit now, but let me tell you why it's fallen off, because I have no idea what's happening, but half our squad has decided to go on holiday for 20 days, and I have no idea where. Maybe they just went to Benidorm or something, but they've all gone on holiday, and I'm super confused. I can't figure out why they've gone on holiday. I don't know. So we've got no team, really. You would notice we got a new guy called Leons, though. So basically, in like December or something, we get an email saying I had more transfer funds added, and we got 3 mil. So I signed this guy for 2.5, and quite frankly, he is a big upgrade on Zach Swanson. And he wanted to leave Blackpool to go to a bigger club and a bigger league, and that he did. But yeah, I am so confused why my team's on holiday. It's cost me the last 2 games, although we just beat Palace 4-2, but we lost like 6-2 to Oxford at home for some reason. Well, because we had no team. But yeah, I'm confused. But anyway, so as much as I said at the start, these signings were panic signings, and I was worried for them. No, they weren't. They've been cooking. Nathan Young-Coombs has got 16 goals, and if I show you all the goals completely, Nathan Young-Coombs has got 16. Freddie Draper's got 13 and 6. Matos has got 8 and 5, and this is the first time I'm ever playing left wing. Sadie's got 7 and 1 from the bench. Jack Taylor 6 and 7. Lang 5 and 9. Abdoulaye Doucouré has been doing really well. He's developed really nicely. But yeah, I'm really confused what's going on. I've never had this happen to me in FM before, where I've just suddenly one player's left for 20 days and left me with nothing. so I'm confused. But yeah, we made one signing in the January transfer window. Andy Lyons, he looks pretty good, and our team's deciding to score loads of goals. And before the last 2 games, we were in 5th comfortably for the last 2 months or something. We've been doing really well, like big wins against Sheffield United there, and then obviously it's gone a bit downhill here, like 6-2 at home to Oxford United. Yeah, I'm confused as to why that happened. But we've had a big win against Palace there, 4-2. Lost to Southampton 4-3, unfortunately. We also played Southampton in the Carabao Cup again. Lost to them. Beat Palace in the Carabao Cup 2-0. Beat Stokes 6-0, which is a bit of revenge if you know you know. But yeah, it's been a confusing season. I don't know why our players are gone, but they've gone, and hopefully they return because I need them. I pay them money. I pay their wages to play for me, but they decided to go on holiday to Benidorm or something. But yeah, I mean, Matos has done a lot better than I am, and I thought he would. He's injured at the minute, but 8-4 from a guy who isn't a natural at left wing is pretty good for our season. Draper is a lot better than I thought he would be. He's obviously scored 13, but I didn't expect young Coombs to do as well as he's done. He's got 14 goals in the league, 4 assists, and quite frankly, I was not expecting that, but I am not complaining. We actually are making a playoff push. I was expecting to be all the way down here, but ain't complaining. But yeah, I'll see you guys in January. Sorry, at the end of the season, where hopefully our players will come back from Benidorm on the Shant. But yeah, hopefully we keep this up and we may be able to get a playoff place. Who'd have thought? Guys, it's the end of the season and I'm confused. I'm in shock. We've just won the playoff final against Luton 3-0. We finished 6th. I don't know how we've done this. I'm like, this team's not good. It's good, but it's not good. It's not good. Second season in, we've won the playoff final to make it to the Premier League. Like, let me just show you the playoffs. So we had Nottingham Forest in the first leg. We won 3-1 at home, and then they brought it back to make it 4-4 on aggregate, which we then won on penalties. And then we beat Luton 3-0 because of Matos, Jon Coombs and Christian Sadie. Obviously, since when we last spoke to you, we had those guys on holiday, and that cost us. Look at that look at the bad on form we had because of that. And then we just won. And now we're in the Premier League. Nathan Jon Coombs got 31 goals. How has this happened? He's not even, good. Well, guys, I'm not, well, obviously it's a tactical masterclass, obviously, guys, obviously. Well, it's a tactical masterclass, there's no explanation behind it. These are the stats. 31 goals and 6. 18 and 8 from my 2 strikers I thought were panic signings at the start of the season that I didn't think were going to start, and now the top scorer of the championship. 14 and 10 from Alex Matos, who I made a winger. And then Jack Taylor got 10 and 17 assists. Like, what are these numbers? 8 and 18. I'm at a loss. I've never seen this before. Is this tactic, have I actually created the best tactic in the world? I think I might have. Every play I've used has improved. And obviously this guy was good. 6 assists since he came in January. And then we got this guy from the youth academy, who looks, to be fair, pretty alright. I'm training to become a striker because we don't play cams. But, I mean, now they're in the Premier League, he's probably not going to get a game. And then we've now got 31 million to spend. I mean, we're going to have to spend it everywhere. We're going to need a new goalkeeper. We're going to need, I see no way that we survive the Premier League with this team, because there's only so much improvements I can make with 31 mil. But I'm going to need a new goalkeeper. I mean, I'd do my best. Clearly, I'm the best recruitment guy ever, because these guys I didn't do anything of. Same with this guy. And obviously, Boat's our best centre back, and he's pretty good. But I wasn't expecting that. Also, so for context, Southampton were above us. around April, March-ish. We then played them and drew 1-1, and us drawing 1-1 like made me go above them into 6th, and then they went down to 7th, and then after that we then drew to Bolton. I think they lost, and then we won. Okay, yeah, then they lost. So like that was a clutch. But I'm at a loss. Like 75 points in our second season in the Championship with this squad. That's something special, because this squad isn't good. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these players are like original players that we started the save with. Like these are all Portsmouth players, other than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. It's like it's basically nearly half and half of Pompey and recruitment. But fair play. I mean, our bench has got ran around National League players on it. I don't know how we've done this. It's the only tactic I've used. Like, but yeah, I mean, 3rd season Premier League. Come on, and I'm gonna do everything we can to survive. So let's see what we can do. I'll see you guys there. We've got 31 million to spend. Never mind, million years I thought. Like, as I said at the start of the season, I was like, with the signings I made, I'm expected to finish low bottom. But then 3rd season in the Championship, then is when I was expected to push up the table, not get promoted 2nd season in. So yeah, this has come to me as a shock. So I'll see you guys season 3 with the transfers. I'm going to need to put my chef hat on and cook. Right guys, the Premier League season is upon us, and I have to tell you, I am scared, I am nervous, and I am not confident. I think we were promoted way too early in our plans, but we'll make do with what we got. In terms of transfer-wise, again, I had 31 million to spend, which I don't think was. I mean, it's a lot of money, but I don't think it's enough to like improve the whole squad. So I did what I can. So in terms of incomings, first person we signed was Tom Fellows, a right winger. He's got decent enough stats, but we got him for 9 million. It was the cheapest right winger we could find. That would be an improvement on what we got now, and I do think it'll be alright for us in Tom Fellows from West Brom. Then we got this one is just one for future. Jaden Dans. He's actually got decent stats, like 14 pace, 14 finishing, 16 determination. It says he's a decent Vanarama national player, but if I was in the Championship, I reckon this guy could do a job for us. But I immediately sent him out on loan to Greenock Morton or something. So he's just one for the future. Then on a free we signed Anis Slimani, midfielder from Sheffield United, gone on a ESC work permit place. I mean, he's just for covering the midfield, maybe even our starting CDM. Then from PSV for 6 million we signed Ricardo Pepe, striker, 23 years old, 14 pace, 14 finishing, 14 first touch, 12 composure, 15 heading. I mean, good enough striker, I think, for us. Decent Premier League player. I think it would be decent for us. Then Maël Debont from Standard Liège, I think, from Ghent, for £8 million. Winger, 19 years old, 15 pace. Needs to work on his finishing, but that's something we can work with. He'll be our starting left winger. And then just for a new goalkeeper who is already Premier League standard, for 350k we signed Daniel Everson, who is a decent Premier League player in terms of the goalkeeper and an improvement on Nicolas Schmidt for us. But yeah, that is it for the incomings. And then in terms of outcomings, just loans and loans. I did want to sell a lot of players, but I got no offers for them. So this is the squad we've got. So Pepe up front with young Coombs, DeBont on the left with Fellows on the right, Taylor and Kamara still holding the midfield, and then the same backline as last season: Scales, Bower, Poole and Leons, and then Iverson in goal, and then this will be our bench. I mean, it really isn't the strongest team I'll ever have, and this season is going to be a struggle, and I accept that. If we stay up, it'll be a miracle. I think it was way too early for us to go up, and somehow we did, but I'll be looking to stay up. But if we don't, I'm actually more than fine with that. It gives us another season in the Championship to then build and then get back up again and then move from there. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in January. Before that though, the season preview, it sees us rock bottom, 1,000 to 1 to win the title, obviously. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not expecting big things, but I'll let we'll see in January where we are and whether or not we'll stay up. Right guys, January has hit and this season is proving as hard as I thought it might be. We are sitting in 17th, 1 point above the relegation zone, and to be honest, I'm not too disappointed. It's what I was expected, but I thought we didn't have that bad a start to the season. So first game of the season we lost 4-1 to Arsenal as expected, then we beat Palace, then we beat Ipswich, drew to Brentford, did lose to Tottenham, beat Fulham 4-3, lost to City, drew to Liverpool, which was great. Only lost 2-1 to Chelsea. Then we beat Man United, and then since then it kind of went a bit downhill. Got 5-3 win against Bristol City, and then since then it's just been really poor. Still going with the same old tactics, but I think what the issue is the club atmosphere is very poor. There's a lot of players in our bench who want to play, but I just can't give them game time because they're not better than our first team. Board did give us 10 million to spend over January, so I have spent that on a new left back in Josh Timon. Again, not a well beater, but I think he's better than Scales, who was a current left back. He was primarily a centre back, so I think that is an improvement. So he fits in there. In terms of top scorer, Ricardo Pepe's got 18 goals, which is really good. We're scoring goals. Tom Fellows with 10 assists. And if you look more into the actual numbers of things, so we got Pepe with 18 and 2, Young Coombs with 11 and 4, Tom Fellows with 4 and 10, and then since then. So goals wise, we're doing fine. Is I guess our defence. Boat wants to leave to a bigger club. He came to me in October, says he wants to move to a bigger club. So if he gets a bid of 38 million, I'm gonna have to accept it. Hopefully he doesn't for now. We're doing what we can, really. I don't think there's much better we can. I'm keeping the same tactic. I know it's not working, but I think we probably got what it takes to stay up, maybe, just. If we do, then I think we'll be fine. But it is a hard season. It is, in terms of lowest, it's Brighton, Ipswich and Bristol City. So yeah, it is going to be a hard second half of the season, and what I need to do is improve that club atmosphere, because it's not very good at the minute. Our form is terrible. The board are okay with my management, so hopefully I'm not going to get sacked, which I really hope not, because that would be pretty bad. But I'll see you guys at the end of the season, and hopefully it is an improvement. Well, hopefully we just stay up. I don't care about staying up at 1 point last day of the season sort of thing, just as long as we stay up, because I think if we get relegated, I'll either get sacked or all of our players will leave, because a lot of them have got relegation release clauses. So we'll have to see. Can't make any more signings. Ideally, I want to bolster this back line, because we've only got one cover and we're getting a lot of injuries. Jack Taylor's been out for 4 months, and at the start of the season we had a lot of injuries, so it's not ideal, but it's all we can do at the minute. So yeah, I'll get to you at the end of the season. Hopefully we stay up. Hopefully. Don't know if we will though. Well guys, our first season in the Premier League is over, and I'm delighted to say we stayed up. 41 points was enough to see us survive, finishing 14th, and my god, was this a stressful one. It got to about April and we got a meeting saying we're about to get sacked. You got a month to turn it around, and we turned it around. We were sitting 19th in April, I think, and towards the end of the season, this is where, after the Manchester United loss, I then got that email saying I'm about to get sacked. You got a month to change it around, and we did. We then won 2-1 against Everton, lost 4-1 to Newcastle, beat Leeds 4-1, beat Wolves 3-1, beat Bournemouth 2-1, lost to Brighton, and beat Bristol City 5-1, and then Villa 2-1, which is a really good result, and secured our survival. So I'm very happy we managed to survive. Transfer budget for next season is 40 million pretty much. Hopefully we can. I'm looking to probably improve the midfield. Our defence I think is really good. Boat, who is original, I mean, he just looks really good. If he does want to leave, but if he doesn't, we've got a really good defender there. And then Paul's obviously pretty solid as well. So I think I'll probably be looking to bolster the midfield and maybe get a better centre back in than Paul. But other than that, man, I'm pretty happy with the squad. This guy was from our youth intake a year ago, and I think he's going to be a good player for us. I want to try and incorporate him into the team at one point. I know he's only it says to be a Vanarama National or Norths player, but I think he might be good for us in the future. I'm going to try and line him up for next season, and then hopefully he'll be a first teamer soon. In terms of goals, Ricardo Pepi finished with 23 and 4, which is really good. Young Coombs 19 and 5, really good. Tom Fellows got 7 and 16 assists, very good. And then DeBont got 5 and 4, solid enough. And then Boat got 4 goals and 2 assists. So I mean, really pleased with how this team went. I mean, I think we defied all odds. Our team is not great. We've got like at the start of the season, like Kamara's like a good championship player, and Jack Taylor's a good championship player. We've got championship level players really. I mean, Leon's is decent enough, not the best. Same with Timon, not the best. So I mean, we've done very well to stay in the Premier League, and hopefully we could do the same next season, and then beyond next season when we start to maybe build and get going from there. But yeah, I am delighted with how this team performed. We did towards the end, as we were struggling, keep switching between a 5-back and then this one, primarily this one. But if we're playing like away to a big team, I kind of play this one. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next season. Hopefully we've made some good transfers. Got 39 million to spend. Hopefully we cook. Alright guys, season 2 of the Premier League is upon us, and we've made our transfers, and I feel like they're a bit better. They've definitely, I think, improved us, so let's get into it. Nope, wrong button again. Right, so starting off with business, we started Gabriel Misayahu, you know what I mean, for 9 million from Girona, midfielder. Can be an attacking midfielder as well, but I'm going to play him in the midfield role. Signed him for about 9 million. Only 21 years old. I think he could be much better than Jack Clark. Since he's young, he's only going to improve. Pretty well-rounded stats, so he's more of an attacking midfielder than Jack Taylor was. And then next signing is Abdoulaye Nadai, centre back to replace Regan Paul. Signed him from Bristol City for £3.3 million, or £8.5 million, sorry. They had a relegation release clause as Bristol City got relegated from the Premier League. Good signing, better than Regan Paul, so that's all that matters. Regan Paul then dropped to the bench, which means we've now got a lot more strength and depth in the centre back position, which we didn't have last season. And then we signed Amin Laka from Willem 2 for £9 million. Not a well beater by any means, but he's a bit more of a solid CDM than Abdoulaye Kamara was. Obviously, I'm sad to replace Kamara as he was an original player for us, but this guy is just better. He's a bit more well-rounded, a bit more solid, and he's only 24 years old, so still can improve. Played, I think, every game possible for Willem 2 last season in the Eredivisie, so I think it's pretty solid enough. And in terms of outgoings, it's just loans. These are all the loans we got. Jaden Dans. I mean, I really don't think he looks that bad of a player. Like 14 pace, 15 finishing, 16 dribbling, 16 determination, 14 off the ball, 13 conversion. I think this guy could, like, I feel like if he started for us, he wouldn't do that badly, but we've got better at the minute. So maybe next season, instead of young Coombs, I think we could maybe have Jaden Dans up front, because he's a lot better than I thought he was. And then all our youth players on loan. This guy I'm the most excited about, David Savasi from Hungary. Got on the youth intake, I think 2 seasons back now. I think he could be pretty good for us. But yeah, season preview still has us to finish, I believe, rock bottom again, below Luton and Southampton. So it's not going to be an easy season. I think it's going to be an exact replica of the last season. But now we've got more of a solid team. We could, like, next season transfers, we could, like, just buy one player for the 38 mil instead of, like, a few players scattered around for about 9 mil and whatnot. So this is the team, same as usual in terms of formation. Tim in a left back, and Dyer centre back, Boat in centre back, and Leon's a right back. Everson in goal. We'll be looking to replace Everson next season, I believe, because I don't think he's that good anymore. Laka in the CDM, and then Misoe as a Mizala. DeBont on the left, only 20 years old, I think he's pretty good. Not the best, but can get better. Fellows on the right, who had a really good season last season, so I'll be trusting him. Pepe and Young Coombs up front. So yeah, that is the team. Same tactics as last time. Not going to change it. So I'll simulate to January and see how we do. Hopefully mid-table. That's what I'm looking for. But It's going to be a hard ask, but we'll see. So I'll see you guys in January. Right, guys, we are in January and we are dog shit. 12 points, and it's been truly, truly horrendous. I'll show you the start of the season, so it's just so you're aware. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's just truly horrific. We got our first point in late October against Liverpool of all teams, and since then it's just been. We got our first win on Halloween against Brighton. We somehow won 5-0, and then it's just been dog crap since then. We just drew to League One Cardiff, I believe. Like, it's just terrible. I mean, the team's just not good enough, is it? We haven't got enough depth. We haven't got enough good players. I'm having to bring my youth player to start the games because we're also getting absolutely riddled with injuries. Pepe's been out. We look at the injury. Our star striker Pepe's been out for 60 days and he's already had 3 injuries, and he's been out for 4 months. So yeah, 2-3 months hip injury. It's terrible. So we get injuries and we just don't have the cover to play. So we have to play fringe players that aren't good enough. We haven't got the cover really, which is my bad. I needed to sign more cover. I didn't realise how bad our cover was. So yeah, it's been terrible. I don't expect to last in the season. I think I'll expect to be sacked because we're just losing. We are just losing. Like, our top scorer is injured, 10 goals, and it's just been a load of dog water. But I did sign, after I talked to you in late June, I did sign Tyler Morton as a CDM on a free contract, which isn't a bad signing. He's a good player, but this is what it is. And then I've just signed David Moller-Wolfe from AZ for about £5 million because I think it's just only tiny a bit better than the current left back in Timon. I mean, Leons was out for about 3 months as well with a broken toe, so I had to play Regan Port right back. Fellows is getting injured every other week, so he hasn't played all that much. I mean, he's played 15, but he's never constantly in the starting 11. Iverson had his release clause accepted on the very last day of transfer deadline day, so we had to do a panic buying for a goalkeeper, so we signed Sasaki on loan from Ipswich with a mandatory future fee. I mean, he's actually probably better than Iverson anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so striker-wise, we've recalled our youth player on loan who got 8 goals in the first half of the season, but we're not in a good spot. We probably will. I don't think there's a way we don't get relegated, really. We've just playing absolutely crap. None of the tactics. I've switched in between tactics, none of them are working. But yeah, we won't be making any more signings because, with 2 million, there's no signings we're going to make that's going to improve the team or even we won't be able to even get a backup for that price, no, the money. So yeah, but on the plus side, I did request the board to improve all the youth facilities recruitment, and they accepted all of my requests, which is strange. That never happens to me in FM. So we now have got great youth facilities. So not complaining at that. Great youth facilities, above average youth recruitment, which is better than it was before. So hopefully we get some good intakes, and hopefully they save the day, because at this rate we need anything right now. We need anything. So yeah, I'll hopefully see it in the season where hopefully I've still got a job. And it's just the whole thing is we got promoted way too early. This season I was hoping to get promoted from the Championship, but we got promoted too early, so didn't have that much time to develop players in the league where they could play in and develop better and can develop better in. But yeah, see you at the end of the season. Hopefully we're at least in a job, whether it's relegated or not. Right guys, we survived, and I quite frankly have no idea how. We survived with 32 points, which is such a low points tally, it's embarrassing really. We are gash. I genuinely have no idea how we survived. So for context, we were all but doomed until we got to Crystal Palace and we won all the games in the season. And if I take you to the past positions, you can see, if I just go to the Brentford one, we went outside of the relegation zone throughout the whole season until the last 2 games. That's how crazy this survival story is. I've never had anything like this where it's pretty much last day smash and grab, and truly terrible season from us. truly terrible season from us. Like 9 wins, 24 losses, the second most out of any team, and we've somehow survived. So we're going to have a lot of work to do over the summer, and thankfully we've got our highest transfer budget we've had of the rebuild with £52 million. So I don't know what to. I think the wings I need to improve because DeBont isn't as good as I would have liked him to be. Only 3 goals, 5 assists, and then Fellows is he's a decent enough player, but he's not going to take us to new heights. And I think the midfield need work, and then the defence as well. Like Leo probably need a new right back. We need a lot of more new players. So as much more money we have, it's still going to be a challenge to replace the players we have. And I'm going to lock in Silvassi up front for the remainder of the season because he'd been nominated in the Next Gen Award for one of the best wanted kids. He came in, scored a hat-trick against Brighton, scored another goal, got 2 assists, got a player of the match, and he looks a good little player. So I think I'm going to lock him in and see how far we can progress him. Got 8 goals in League 2 before he recalled him, where he got 4 and 2. So I'm looking forward to his progress, and it's nice to have our own youth players come through. But yeah, so I'll get to you at the start next season with all transfers done, hopefully. Hopefully it's a better transfer window than last season. Hopefully it's the best, well, it needs to be the best transfer window of my entire life because we might have the money now, but still no one wants to join us, and I don't blame them. Playing for Portsmouth at the minute is stressful. At this race, it's going to give you a stress-induced stroke, and we're just truly gashed, so no one really wants to come to us, which is fair enough. Who would blame them? But we're going to see what we can do, see what we can cook, and hopefully it's a much more improved season the next season than not this one. Alrighty then, we are in the start of the season and transfers have been made. We've used the full £56 million that we received as the transfer budget, so let's get into the order of business. First signing was a risky one in £13 million for David Mizuchi, left wing from Chelsea. Squad player, but I think he's got 16 dribbling, 12 pace, 16 determination. I think I'm going to start him over DeBond because DeBond's really on the decline, I think, so I don't know much longer DeBont has at the club unless he improves, but I think this guy could be decent for us, so we should see. This one is a risk, and I know we shouldn't be taking risks considering the situation we're in, but I mean, this season I've fully gone for Wonder Kid Central, really. And then we got Sasaki, who we signed in January on loan, but it was a mandatory fee, so he's now a starting keeper. Then we signed Shafik Simukala for £6.25 million from Bologna. 19-year-old midfielder, can play CDM or the centre of the park. The reason I signed him, he played 19 games in Serie A last season, so he must be rated pretty highly, and we need some midfield prospects. And he looks pretty well rounded, and I think he's going to be a good player. Signed him for £9 million, he's already jumped up to £30 million. And then we signed Andrew. So Andrew is someone we wanted to sign last season. He is a wonder kid. I mean, this guy looks really good. We signed him for £19 million, because I tried to sign him last season on a free from Fenerbahce, but Ghent was able to sign him. So I went back into him this season because this guy just looks really good. And look at all those stats. Look at that stats. He's going to be a well beater for us. He has got a release clause of 60 million to clubs in the Champions League, but as long as we get at least a season out of him, I'll be very happy. And then finally, to secure our right back position, we signed Alejandro Frances from Luton Town, relegation release clause. He's decent enough. He's solid. He's not an amazing right back, but he's solid. Primarily a centre back, I think, but I think he's definitely better than a right back position. Our current right back in Lyon's, and he just gives us that more defensive surety that we needed because defensively we're all over the place. And that is all the business we have made. So has that done anything for the season preview? I doubt it, but nope. We're still predicted to finish rock bottom, and I think we'll still be down there. Similar situation. I've never claimed I'm an amazing FM player. I am somewhat competent. This save has been particularly hard for me just because it's very hard to sign players, even if you have got the money, because they just don't want to go there. So it just makes signings very much difficult, and I do need to improve my scouts because they're scouting League One players, and that's all I'm getting in my scouting feeds. My recruitment focus is just League One quality players who are like 25 years old. So I've done all the recruitment focuses I would want. I've improved my director of football and made it Thomas Rosiski, and I've improved the scouts just to make them better. Well, Rosiski's not here yet, but he's going to be here. So yeah, it's just, and then the board came to me and suggested we should improve our youth level once more, which I already did last season, which is great to hear. That never happens to me in Football Manager, where the board actually come to me wanting to improve the youth level and the facility, so that's very good. But anyway, so yeah, let's see how the season goes. I expect the same. I don't know what else I can do with this team. All we have to do is finish mid-table, get a bigger stature where players then want to come to us. That's what we need to do, because the more times we finish around the bottom, less players want to come to us. So it's just making it increasingly harder each year for us if we carry on the same trajectory we're on now. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in January, and hopefully we're a steady ship in the mid-table area, or even Europe. But let's not even think about that. But anyway, guys, yeah, I will see you there. Hopefully, it's better off than it has been in the last 2 years. Right, guys, January is here, and we are seeing results. We are 10th in the Premier League, not even that far off 7th, and relegation doesn't even look like a worry this season, which is an unusual but nice place to be in, and something I can get used to. Our players are doing somewhat well, and the trust in the Wonder Kids has worked. Silvestre, the striker, has got 7 and 2. I mean, it could be more, could be better. David Mizuchi, which I thought was a big risk, has got 6 and 5 halfway through the season. And he looks a good player now. He looks a good player. Tom Fellows, 5 and 5. Pepe, 5 goals in 7 starts. Impressive. Tyler Morton, 4 and 7. Andrew, the new Wonder Kids, 2 and 3. And Shafiq Samukada's been decent for us. He's been very good. 3 assists from a CDM. It's worked a lot better than I thought it was. And we had a really good start to the season. Like a really good start to the season we had. So I'll show you. Started off winning against Leicester 1-0. Drew to Ipswich 1-1. Lost to Brighton. Beat Nottingham Forest 7-0, which is incredible. Then we did have a bit of a bad run in. Lost 5-0 to Palace, 1-0 to Villa, 3-1 to Tottenham. Drew to City, beat Liverpool, lost 4-0 to Arsenal, and then had wins in between there. Beat our rival Southampton, which is great to see. Just beat Ipswich, now we've got Liverpool in the cup. But yeah, the team's working out. It's really working out. Mizuchi's been a revelation on the left compared to what we had last season in De Bont. Francis has been pretty solid. Our defenders are actually defending now, and then obviously the midfield is now really working. Morton's having a great season so far. I mean, Savasi as well. Like, I'm purely just playing him just like because I trust him. He's one of our own from our own youth intake, our own academy. So that's the reason I want to play him more. And I think it's working because he's performing well. 7 goals in his first season starting for the club is not bad at all. And if he keeps on track, he can at least get 14 goals by the end of the season, which is not bad at all. And then Andrew, even if we don't keep him for long, we'll get a lot of profit from him, which will then help the club a lot, and help us a lot. So, I mean, no transfer budget to sign anyone in January, but I don't need to. I'm fine as it is. The dynamics are decent as well, which is unusual to see. So yeah, I'm very happy. It's going really well. 28 points halfway. I mean, we're only, I think, we got 32 points for the whole season last season, so we're only 4 off our total points tally last season already, which is amazing. And we're an outside shot of Europe. I don't think it will happen, but there's actually a chance if we keep it going, or do better the second half of the season, we could actually get Europe. I doubt it. I'll very much take where we are now as a very positive end of the season. So yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Hopefully, I've got something good to show home back. Start of the season is here, and the transfers have been made. So let's get straight into it. No mucking about. Who did we sign? Quite a lot. So we signed just Steve Isaac on a free from Manchester United. Instantly sent him out on loan. Not a special signing, just for purely because he was free and he's 20 years old, so it could maybe get better. And then we signed Bichabau for 1.5 mil from Wolves, previously of Leipzig. Squad player, he's good enough cover. That's primarily what he is, cover. And then afterwards, we signed Julian Duranville from Liverpool for £20 million. Hasn't developed as much as he would normally in FM, but still a good little player. Injured for 2 weeks though, 3 weeks even. Hasn't had the best start to the season, but he's got good enough stats, so I have faith in him. I think he starts over Fellows for me on the right. And then main centre-back, who is now our starting centre-back, Tanguy Nizao for £12.5 million from Leicester. It was his relegation release clause, and I think he's pretty solid enough. So we'll like that. In terms of outgoings, Liam Scales has gone to Plymouth. Matt Daly on loan again. And then moving into the next bit, signed Adam Smith from Man City again for free, sent out on loan. Don't think he'll ever feature for us, but why not? We sold Regan Paul. I think he's got a future fee of 1.8 million. Freddie Draper's gone to Villem 2 for 500k. Abdoulaye Kamara, one from the original start to standard age for 4 million. And then Nico Schmidt's gone to Millwall with a future fee. Jack Taylor as well to Motherwell. But in terms of more incomings, we signed Anthony Robertson on a free. Again, 32 years old, left back from Fulham. We know who he is. He's just a solid backup option. We did sign Andre Moses from Everton on loan, who are in the Championship. But he actually looks pretty good, and he will start for me. And I'll actually hope to sign him after the season's finished, because 14 crossing, 15 pace, 15 determination. I love the fact that he's got good crossing, which suggests to me he's going to get a decent amount of assists. He's already got one, as you can see there. And then, because Nico Schmidt left on deadline day, we need to get a backup keeper, so I just got a crappy old backup keeper that, again, won't feature unless we necessary. So this is the squad. Francis a right back, Nyanzi right centre back, Boa on the left, Moses on the left back as a wing back, Sasaki in goal, Morton and Smakula in the midfield, Mizuki, Andrew and Duranville, and then Silvassi on up top. And then we've got Ndai on the bench, who might start again over Ninzu. We'll see how that goes. And then the bench, Bichabu, how do you pronounce his name? It gets into the bench. So yeah, signed about 3 players, so it gets into the team, and the rest is bench players. Season preview, I think we're finally not predicted to finish rock bottom. Now we're predicted to finish 18th, which is still relegation, but we had quite a good start to the season. Obviously, I've played a few games now. We beat Sheffield United, beat West Ham 5-0, then we lost to Chelsea 4-0, beat Southampton in the Cup, which is great, drew to Brentford, beat Watford in the Cup, and then just lost 1-0 to Newcastle. So we are currently 9th after 5 games. I mean, again, I'll take it. Not too bad. So yeah, that is Silverside's already on 5 goals. He scored a hat-trick against West Ham. I mean, from our own academy. I love the fact that it is from our own academy. So I'm very happy with that. So yeah, I'll see you guys in January. Hopefully we can be pushing on now as we did last season, but even maybe improving further on. So yeah, see you guys in January. Guys, we have hit January and things are going well. We are 6th place in the Premier League. 2 points off the Champions League, but also 2 points out of dropping out of Europe. But we won't think about that just yet. Things are going very well, and I'm very excited. We've had a lot of business in January, and why I am in February to get all this business done. So we'll see what we've done. In terms of outgoings, big loss, big departure in Ricardo Pepe. I transfer listed him just to get some funds. He wasn't playing. He was unhappy. Went to Fulham for £30 million, which I'm not displeased with at all. He didn't play, so he was kicking up the fuss. So we managed to get a 30 mil for him. And then our main goalkeeper had his release clause activated by Saudi team for £5.75 million. So needed to get I need to get like an emergency keeper coming straight away from that one, which we'll see in a late bit. And we sent Bishabu on loan to Strasbourg, and then our other keeper that we signed at the start of the season on loan to Zolta Varagum. Okay, so in terms of also Andre Moses from Everton has been recalled. I didn't I played him for the first few games, but then I stopped playing him because Anthony Robertson decided to be better than him, which I'm fine with. So incomings, we signed for goalkeeper wise Cosimo Campolo for £10 million from Lazio. He's a regen goalkeeper, but he's got decent potential and he looks pretty good. So I think he will be our starting keeper for the remainder of the campaign of the career, I hope. And then finally, from Middlesbrough for £26 million, we signed Neil Harper, wonder kid centre back. As you can see, he's wonder kid there. Wonder kid centre back. He looks pretty good. He's going to be the starting keeper alongside Boat now, and he's got great stats for his age: 17 bravery, 14 concentration, 13 technique, 13 tactically, 14 marking, 17 heading, 6'4". What more do you want from a centre back? Really, he looks the bee's knees. But yeah, so this is what the team is now. Silvessi, who's got 14 goals in the Premier League so far this season, really coming out to be his own little player. He's a great little player. Mizuki on the left, Duranville on the right, only because Tom Fellows has broken his foot. Duranville's actually been quite disappointing this season. He isn't happy because the first team coaching was not improved, but I'm not really fussed about that. Andrew, obviously the cam position is doing decent. He's got 5 goals, 1 assist. And then Morton and Makula in the midfield. And then the new goalkeeper, Campolo in goal. And then Robinson, Boa, Harper and Francis in the back line. So yeah, as you see, like, had a few injuries, but not too many. We got third rounded by Newcastle United and fourth rounded by Liverpool in the competitions, but the main focus is the league, because as you can see, we are in Europe and we've been round about there for a lot of the season, around mid-table. We've just kind of broke into Europe now, so hopefully we can keep that going into the next season. In terms of the actual all the numbers, Silvesti's got 14-3 so far, Andrew 5-1, Mizuki 5-8, which is really good. Tom Fellows had 4-5 for his injury, Tyler Morton 4-6, and then yeah, so it's been a really good season for us so far. We're finally on the up. We're finally out of the relegation battling seasons that we've been having. We've got quite hard fixtures coming up next. We've got Tottenham and Man City, and then Arsenal as well as Norwich, Wolves. So hopefully we can keep our place in the European spots. I'll take the Conference League at this point, obviously, but Europa League or Champions League will be exceptional, really exceptional. So yeah, I hopefully we carry on. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season, and hopefully we're in Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, pack your bags. We are going to Europe, and my God, I would not have expected this. I imagine you guys didn't expect this, but you're probably thinking we're going to the Conference League. You're wrong. You're probably thinking we're going to the Europa League. Again, you're wrong. We're going to the Champions League. We finished 4th. Last game of the season was 6th, and if we won, I thought we'd just stay at 6th or maybe go up to 5th. But no, it was a really tight top 6, and we won. And Madden others lost, so we ended up in 4th. And just look at that end of the season form from Norwich onwards, all the way down there. Wins, other than a draw against Arsenal. Incredible. 6-0 win against Palace. Beat Liverpool 3-0 away from home. 4-0 on Brighton the last day. Unbelievable. This team, it's not Champions League quality. Like, there's a few players I'm already looking at and want to get rid of. But Harper came in, he's done well. Campolo's been really good. So yeah, I'm just amazed. We've got Champions League football next year. We've got 48 million to spend, and we're going to need to spend it all. Did sign this guy. He was in the next gen list, signed him for 1 million, so why not? Wonder kid. Could become good. Look at his stats already. So yeah, I mean, things are looking up. We're in Champions League football for the first time ever in the club's history. So like, excuse me, sorry. So I mean, like, I'm in shock. I mean, we've finally got into the favourite people list on the club info. I think this is the first season we're in it, because it hasn't happened before. And I don't know why we got these kits, but it kind of feels suitable now. We're in Europe. This is the kit we're in Europe with in 2008, I believe. Yeah, I mean, Arteta sacked by Arsenal. I mean, every week I'm getting a job offer from like big clubs, denying them, and yeah. So in terms of squad stats, Silvestri finished with 19 and 4, which was great. Andrew got 11 and 2, great. Mizuchi got 7 and 12, great. I mean, I signed this guy as a risk. I didn't think this guy was going to be good, and he turned out to be very good. Misuhei Gabriel got 7 and 1, all the way from the bench pretty much. Morton got 6 and 10. I mean, Morton's become a good player as well. Like, didn't expect him to be a good player, but he is. And then Simikula got 1 and 4, but 2 and 3, 2 and 4 for Wolf. It's just unbelievable. Really, really good. So yeah, I'm at a loss. I was not expecting this. We finished above Chelsea, Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool. Which is insane. And I didn't think so. I didn't think we would. So yeah, Champions League football next season. So let's prepare. We're gonna have to really think about this, who to sign. And yeah, because we're going to need a lot more cover now that we're in Europe with all these, now how the league phases, all these way more games, we need way more cover. So it's just whether or not I sign like a starting player or a cover. But we'll see. So I'll see you guys next season, hopefully, and have a good season. Hello guys, and welcome back to our first ever season in the Champions League, in the Premier League as well. Transfers have been made, and I'm pretty happy with them all. Got to check that. So transfers, in terms of outgoings, that's not what I wanted to do. Outgoings. Tom Fellows left to Al Hazem for £15 million. I felt we signed a better right wing. We got Duran for cover if needed. So I thought Tom Fellows is going to want to demand first team football, and I don't think I could guarantee him that this season. So I decided to sell him for £15 million, which allowed us to get some other good signings. So the signings we did make were. Obviously, I showed you this guy, but I'll show you this guy again. I'm signing for £1 million. Look at his value already, 50 million at least. I mean, this guy looks great. He might start over Mizaki, for all we know, but either or, it's great cover to have. So that was the first signing we made last season. And then we signed from Arsenal Frank McGowie for £53 million. Bit expensive, new right winger. I mean, he looks great though, doesn't he? 16 determination, 15 flair, 14 dribbling, 13 crossing, 14 composure, only 20 years old, 17 passing, 16 technique. This guy's going to be world class for us. World class, I can guarantee you that. And then we signed Valentino, obviously FM Royalists will know Valentino Barco. Play left wing for us. Signed him for £6 million. I think it's a great signing. Can't ask for too much more than that. I think he's the best left back we've got at the club now, and he's definitely good for an attacking left back. So I'm more than happy with that. Then we signed Andy Marlowe on a free, another right winger. He was on a free, so why not send him out on loan or like emergency cover, or whatnot. And then we signed for a new right back, Connor Bradley from Celtic for £17 million. Again, I think this guy starts because his stats are 16 pace, 14 crossing. For an attacking fullback, I think this is going to be a really good signing. So I think Connor Bradley will be our starting right back from now on. And then finally, we needed a backup striker, so I thought Victor Orakpo from Havre for £7 million was the guy we needed. 16 finishing, 16 first touch, 14 composure, 15 anticipation, 16 heading, 14 technique. This guy is going to be a very, very good backup striker to Savasi. So again, I'm very happy with that, and overall, I am very happy with our transfer business. I think I've really smashed out the park here. I think we've now built a squad that can at least compete in the Champions League now. Probably the only gripe I have this team now is probably the midfield, and maybe Bowett's time as a starting centre back is up. But other than that, I think I'm more than happy. Got a really good, really strong bench now, really strong starting 11. So I think this season could be a good season for us. Whether or not we can keep hold of Europe this season, with now focusing on the Champions League as well as the rest. So as you can see, Champions League here. So whether or not we can finish in the top 6 again, I don't know. Maybe it's just too much of an ask with the Champions League to play and all the other cups as well. But we'll see how we get on. Season preview is, well, I hope we're not predicted to finish bottom again. 13th. I mean, I expect better than that now. We're now at the point where I expect better from us, which, I mean, 2 seasons ago, I would expect us to finish where we are now. So I think we're way better than the 13th. We've got the Champions League for a reason. So I expect us at least a top 8 finish this season. So I'll be happy with that, and hopefully, maybe win the Champions League. Doubt it, but wouldn't that be nice? But yeah, I'll simulate to January, and hopefully we're in for a good one. Alright, January's hit, and we're not doing as well as last season, but we're not doing terrible. We're doing okay. We're 9th, 11 points with 7th, to be fair, and only 2 points off 6th. So it's not the worst, but in terms of where we were last season and how much I thought we've improved the squad, I expected to be where Chelsea, Arsenal or Tottenham are. But again, I can't complain too much. We're not doing terrible, so it is what it is. In terms of competitions, Champions League's going... It's not going well. Well, for context, I'll show you where we are. We're 18th. It's not actually that bad, but I'll show you who we've been playing, and you'll understand the situation. So I'll go back right to the start. We started off with a win against Mould, which is one of the easy games we've got, which is expected to win. Then we played Juventus, lost 4-1. Didn't expect to win that. Then we lost to Tottenham in the next game, 1-0. Then 3-1 to Leipzig. Did beat Dynamo's 6-2. And then Rennes 3-0. And we have now next got Bayern Munich and then Barcelona. So Barcelona's at home, Bayern Munich's away. So we've beaten the teams we should beat, but then we've lost to the teams we should lose to. So it's gone as expected. For me personally, I think it's quite a hard league phase. Like Juventus, Tottenham, who are very good in this rebuild. Leipzig, who are always very good. Bayern Munich and Barcelona, who, again, you know the drill, but especially Bayern Munich away. It's been tough, so I wouldn't actually mind dropping into the Europa League, because I actually feel like we could have a chance of winning that. Did get a 4th rounder by West Ham United, but I'm not really bothered about the Carabao Cup. FA Cup, I'm actually going to try and focus the FA Cup this year, try and win that, because maybe that can give us Europa League if we don't get it through the league. Szoboszlai is our top scorer with 9 goals, and Andrew is top scorer from the Champions League with 5 goals. I'll be honest, I'm being a bit disappointed with Szoboszlai. He's brought it back a bit, but it took him about 8 games to get his first goal, which is unusual for him. This is at the team. A lot of injuries, suspensions, and it's been all these fixtures are taking its toll on us. Hence why I've made 2 more transfers, which I'll show you now. Simply backup players. So he signed Egger Ekok from Blackburn for 5.5 million. Backup midfielder, not the best, just for a backup, purely for backup. Someone that won't complain about not playing too much, which is what we need. Because a few of our squad players who are not expected to play much are always complaining they're not playing games. And then we signed Calvin Granger from Patrick Fitter for 2.2 million, and similar. He's nothing special, purely backup, young, maybe improve and do something with us, but I doubt it. It's just purely for backup. Don't think there's any outgoings. Well, young Coombs has gone to West Brom for 350k. Anthony Robertson's left to Copenhagen for 240k, and then we had to send Ndai to Marseille on loan. Who is, a good centre back for us, but he's not better than what we got, and he's one of the ones complaining not getting first team football, which is fair enough. Harper is really good. So, and then Boa, probably I wouldn't say he's better than Boa, but I want to keep Boa because he's from the original. I think he's our last original player. He is our last original player from the save, and then so I kind of want to at least try and keep one player on the team as long as I can. Magahi's been okay, 5 goals, 8 assists. Again, he's brought it back now. Had quite a slow start. Bradley has been decent when he's playing, but he's had a lot of injuries. Like, he's missed quite a lot. If I go to injury history, he's missed. Where is it? He's not even on it, but he's had a decent. Like, look, 1, 2, 3 injuries at the start of the season, so hasn't been that great for us. I still back him. Barco has been good. 5 assists, 3 goals, 2 goals in the Champions League, 1 assist in the Champions League. Very good for us. Gnecco, though, he's been sensational. He's got 5 goals, 6 assists, 3 assists in the Champions League and 1 goal in the Champions League. He's been very good for us, so very happy with that purchase, considering what we signed him for 1.3 million. So yeah, Andrew again has also been pretty good. But yeah, so we're not doing as well as I had liked, but there's still time to improve. We're not far off the European spots. We had quite a bad start to the league, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we lost to Brighton, beat Forest, beat Wolves, lost 3-0 to Liverpool, beat Southampton, drew to Burnley, which is poor, lost to Man City, lost to Villa, lost to Newcastle is our bogey team. If you look at, we haven't beat them once yet. Throughout the whole rebuild we played, I think Newcastle's probably the only team we haven't beat at all. And West Ham are also one of our bogey teams. But anyway, so yeah, I'll see you guys January. Hopefully we've improved, but overall it hasn't been that bad. Right, guys, season has finished, and not the best season. Well, not as nearly as good as last season in terms of league finish. We finished 9th in the league with 61 points, quite like 10 points, more than 10 points off the European spots. But as you can see, we've got Europa League next year. How? You must wonder. Well, we won the FA Cup. Our 3rd ever FA Cup for Portsmouth. We defeated the FA Cup merchants himself, Arsenal, on penalties. And what a result. I'm buzzing. Silvassi, the hero, our hero, youth boy, one of our own, got the winner. And only a few weeks ago, we lost 8-2 to them. So, yeah, that's payback, I guess. Yeah, that 8-2 was bad. Bad. Don't think I've ever lost 8-2 before. I mean, I probably have, but not in the Premier League at least. But, yeah, shocking, really. Shocking. But overall, I'm happy. We've still got Europe. Whilst we didn't do as well in the league, we still got Europe. In terms of top scorers, Silvassi got 21 and 7. Neko got 13 and 16, which is incredible. First season, signed for 1 million, he produces those numbers, amazing. Andrew got 13 and 13, incredible. Duranville got 12 and 6 from the bench, very good. Fran McGonaghy got 10 and 21 assists, incredible. Like, just the hair as well makes me love this player even more. And then Barco got 9 goals from left back and 6 assists, which is what a signing. Our backup striker got 8 and 4. Our centre back got 7 goals. Tyler Morton got we scored goals, and we just couldn't, I guess, defend. So this is the tactic is the same as normal. Bradley, I've given up with Bradley. He's been injured 6 times this season, all with long-term injuries. So it's just kind of, what's the point? You see him from about 2 games, every 2 games, and he's gone. Then he gets another 2 games, and he's injured. But that's fine. Ganeko, what a player! Look at his stats: 15 pace, unbelievable player, unbelievable. I don't know how long we'll have him here for, but yeah. So in terms of this rebuild, for how many seasons I'm going to do, I think I'm going to give it 2 more seasons max, and then we call it quits. And hopefully we can win a European trophy in those 2 seasons. And if we do it next season, if we win the Europa League next season, which I'm actually aiming, I really think we could win the Europa League next season. If we do, I think that would be the end of it. But in terms of next year, we've got 60 million to spend, which is great. In terms of who to buy, our keeper's good enough, I think. I'm happy with my keeper. He's wanted by Liverpool, so maybe we might not have him anyway. Midfield is probably where I'm going to want to have a look at. Maybe replace Morton, because he's probably the weak link, even though he's had an incredible season. And maybe a new right back, I guess. I mean, Francis has been pretty solid, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna really take time to think who to sign, because we need. I mean, as much as I thought I signed loads of good backup this season, I was still struggling to play and to rest players, because I wasn't trusting the backups, because maybe they weren't as good as I thought. So maybe we just spend it all in backups again, but we'll see. So I'll see you guys next season, and hopefully the last season, because hopefully we win the Europa League next season, which I think isn't too unrealistic, but depends the situation here. So yeah, see you there. Alright guys, welcome back. Transfers are done, so let's get into it. But before that, I will say this is probably the hardest transfer window I've had, because I couldn't really find anyone, or I struggled to find anyone better than what we got that I could afford or that I could find. So maybe these are a bit risky signings, but I don't know, I feel like they're not too bad. So first off, we signed Astor Franks from Club Brugge for 48 million to be our new starting midfielder. He's 28 years old, and he's got good enough stats. He's described as a world-class midfielder, but I'm not sure he is. But I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. Probably better than Tyler Morton, who will be replacing. So yeah, that's the first signing. The only problem is I accidentally promised him I'll play him as a Carrilero, sorry, but I'm not going to, because that doesn't really fit the formation or the tactic. But we'll see. And then lastly, we only signed 2 players. We signed Yamil Bonels from Man United for £50 million, rising to 57. He's a centre back, got to replace Boat, 20 years old, and he 6'1", looks pretty good. He's got 17 aggression, 16 anticipation, 16 decisions, 14 tackling, 14 marking. He's pretty good. So we've now got only 2 centre backs sorted. Can play in the midfield as well if need be. So this is the tactic. So it'll be Barco, Bonels, Harper, and Francis at the back with Campolo in goal. Franks in the midfield with Semakula, Andrew, Gnecco, and McGaughy up in the midfield, and then Silvasai up front as well. Depends how Silvassi does this season. If he does well, I'll keep him. But if he like, I don't know, 20 goals is good, but maybe we could do better than 20 goals. So we'll see what happens at the end of the season with him. He could like maybe resort to our backup or not. But I mean, I still love him. He's one of our own, so I've always wanted to try and keep him as much as I wanted to. And obviously, I wanted to keep Boat as the centre back for as long as I can, because he was the only original player left. But I don't know how much more he can improve. And then, but now he's already like as good as him, and he's only 20, so he can improve way more than what he's at now. So yeah, this is the team. I've still got 11 million to spend. I might spend that on some backups, but we'll see. You'll see in January if I made any more signings. So yeah, we did just lose the Community Shield to Manchester United 3-0, which is disappointing but expected. Manchester United are doing amazingly well on this save for me, so a hard team to beat. Season preview has us finish 12th again, mid-table. So yeah, I'll be disappointed if we get to 12th. I want at least another top 6 finish, and then we've got the Europa League as well, which I'm wanting to do well in. I think we do have what it takes to do well in, so we'll see how we get on with that. So yeah, I'll see you guys in January. Hopefully another positive season, and hopefully my new signings weren't risks and paid out. January is hit, and it has been absolutely terrible. We are 14th in the league. We're just doing nothing in the league. Nothing. We're just awful. We are god awful. You can see the start we had. It was terrible. Beat Bramford, then lost, drew, lost, won. Like, it's just very inconsistent from us, and I don't know why. I just don't know why. On the plus side, we're doing very well in the Europa League. We're joint top. We've won every single game. Beat Napoli as well. Much easier fixtures than we had in the Champions League. We did just lose in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup after being 2-0 up in the first leg to Tottenham, and we lost 4-0, so that's great. But yeah, we've had a very much easier fixture in the Europa League. Napoli being the only challenging team we've had, and we still beat them. Yeah, I mean, the team's shot to bits. There's just so many. I sound like Pep Guardiola, but there's just so many games I have to play at the minute. It's just game Thursday, game Sunday, game Tuesday, game Friday, game Sunday. It's just, you know. So yeah, the team shot to bits, and the team's just not performing. So I believe this will be the last season, as I don't really know what else I can do with this team. They're good players, they're just not performing. I don't know if it's the tactics, whether the other teams have just figured out a tactic, so I'm trying to change it a tad bit, but I just don't really understand. Gnecco hasn't really been performing that well, as well as he was last season. Silva says only got 8 goals in the Premier League, so he's not performing as amazing. Andrew, like, he's natural. I don't know. He's good, but his fitness is just unbelievably bad. Like, he can manage one game every 3 weeks before he's dying. So that's costing us. our centre backs are leaking goals, even though it says they're good. So yeah, I don't know what to do. We're having a very bad season, so our only hope is the Europa League, and with how we're performing, in the league, I'm not confident. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm not impressed, and I'm not happy. But it's just been very poor, very poor. So yeah, I'll see you guys at the season. Hopefully we've got something to cry home about, like a Europa League win or a FA Cup win again. But the league's enough. We're just bunning the league off now. There's no point. We're not going to get relegated. We're not going to do anything special. So we're just going to be a mid-table nothing. But yeah, see you guys at the end of the season. Right, guys. Final season of the rebuild is over, and league position is not great. Not great at all. We finished 13th, which is our worst finish for a while. But again, you'll notice a Europa League next to our name. That's because we won the FA Cup back to back. We beat Newcastle 5-3 in the final, with Silverside scoring 4 goals in the final. I mean, he is a club legend. He's not even ranked very highly anymore. He's ranked as a Sky Bet Championship player, but he got 23 goals this season and spent 2 months out injured. So that could have been more. And he's wanted by Ipswich of all teams. So, but I don't care what the stats say or what the scouts say. He is a club legend. 22 years old, 59 goals for Portsmouth in total, 150 appearances. This guy is a club legend. A club legend. But yeah, I'll show you the FA Cup. So we started off with a 2-0 win over Hull. A 2-2 draw in a 4th round against our fierce rival Southampton, which we then beat them in the replay. We then beat Arsenal in extra time 3-1. To then beat Everton in the quarter-final 3-2. To then beat Cardiff in extra time 2-1 in the semi-final, which is... We've had Cardiff for semi-finals back-to-back now, and we have played them in the 2008 FA Cup final in the final, so maybe that means something. And then we played Newcastle in the final and won 5-3. In terms of the Europa League, unfortunately we crashed out in the round of 16. I think we won every single game but one in the league phase. We lost against Atletico Bilbao, but I was resting players because we'd already progressed. But unfortunately, they decided to pair us up with Inter Milan in the Europa League. So we lost 3-1 in the first leg away, and then drew 4-4 in the second leg. So unfortunately, we didn't get far in the Europa League as much as I was hoping, but we did get an awful draw. We were knocked out in the semi-final by Tottenham in the Carabao Cup, and we lost to Manchester United in the Community Shield. But overall, I think this rebuild has been a success. We might not have won a European competition, but we've came out of two FA Cups, bringing Portsmouth to a very much established Premier League team who should fight for Europe every season, because this team is pretty good. So maybe there's obviously a few spots where we could do with improvement, but this team for me is pretty good, and it just underperformed in the league very much so. Like, those points were actually close to relegation, which was like, what is going on? I was so confused, but it's fine because we've got an FA Cup to show for it, back-to-back FA Cups. So like, we're now in the icons bit for the club info, which is great to see. It took us a while, but I'm happy. And of all players that are also in favoured people, we got Callum Lang, and then we got, I believe, Tyler Morton for some reason is in the Portsmouth icons. I mean, yes, he's been a good player for us, but Pompey icons is a bit of a stretch. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean, I am happy with this rebuild. We've now got 4 FA Cups, 1 Championship. Although we didn't actually win the Championship, we won the playoffs, didn't we? But yeah, so we won 2 trophies over this rebuild, both the FA Cup. I was hoping to win the Europa League this season, but obviously didn't happen. We did have a very hard run in the round of 16. But yeah, I'm very happy. So yeah, well, thank you guys for watching. It's been an absolute monster rebuild. I don't even know how many seasons it's been. I think it's been about 6 or 7 maybe. But I've enjoyed it. It's probably been the most stressful rebuild I've done because of like how up and down we've been. and in terms of transfers and injuries and whatnot. But yeah, it's been great. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed the rebuild as much as I did.